Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a continuation in the high maintenance series, which I have to say really quick at the top of the video is so funny because I was making this content at the end of last year and the beginning of this year, and then I kind of fell off YouTube just a little bit in general. So it wasn't anything about the particular type of content, but it had been a minute since I made a video in line with that until last week. I made a video, or actually technically made two videos, but the one I'm referring to I made last week, and then all of a sudden, weirdly enough, tons of people were flooding the whole high maintenance playlist, which I will link down below if you're interested. And I don't know, there's a lot of new people here. Subscribers reflect it, views reflect it, traffic reflects it. So if you are new here and you haven't subscribed yet, please feel free to do so. We would love to have you. But yeah, today is a continuation on the series and kind of like a continuation on a particular theme in that series, which is kind of like how to look your best every day, feel put together every day. I have a whole video on why I think this is something you should do. So before you pass any judgment on what I mean by that, I would really recommend checking out that video because get really into the nuts and bolts of it. I'll talk a little bit about it today, but that's not really the point of the video today. Today, I wanted to just give you guys some tangible things you could do to help make sure that you look your best every day. The weather is terrible, so it might start storming in the middle of my video. I'll try to edit out the noise the best that I can, but I can't do anything about the weather. Today's video, also really quick before we get started, make sure you check the down bar for links on my social media platforms. Subscribe, like I already said. If you're new here, you know you want to. If you're not new here, hey, what's up? How's your mom and them? Come hang out on Patreon for bonus content and the book club. I'll talk more about that at the end of the video. But anyway, let's just get into this video today. When it comes to the kind of tangible things you could do to look your best every day, I'm going to break this down into three different sections. So the first one is going to be clothing because I got a bunch of questions about that in my last video and I have a few things to say about it. The second one will kind of be your hygiene, beauty, kind of bathing section. And the third section is going to be your mindset because honestly, none of the other things matter if you can't get that part together. So definitely make sure you stay tuned to the end to hear all about the mindset shift you need. I truly believe mindset shifts are the key to anything you want in life. So like I said, let's start off with clothing. Okay, so the first tip I have for clothing is to dress and shop for the life that you have. So I think that in terms of looking your best or what have you, this is one of the first areas to go the older that you get. And I actually have a theory about this. I think what happens with some women, this was definitely the case with me for a long time, and I know it's the case with other people I've known in real life. I think what happens is, like girls, when we're in our teens and our early 20s, around that age frame, most of our style choices, what influence, I mean, like I said, from what I've experienced and kind of what I've seen, so I'm sure other people can relate to this. A lot of that comes from pop culture, our favorite singers, our favorite TV shows. I'm sure for kids nowadays, it's Instagram and TikTok and stuff. Like, all these kids have like aesthetics. Like, they might all have their individual style, but so much of the media they're seeing and so much of the clothing that's coming out, at least that they can afford, is targeted for like super trendy. It's very, very trendy. So it's almost like, sure, you could go shopping and obviously you're not a robot just picking things blindly, but you just kind of are wearing what's popular. And then I think also what happens is you're shopping at places like Charlotte Russe and Forever 21 and Wet Seal and 579. If you're a millennial, say hello in the comment section. But my point is that a lot of those places, the fast fashion kind of stuff aimed at younger women, is heavy on the trends. I can only speak for myself here, but at those times in my life when those were the clothes I was buying, my life was very different than it is now. You know, I was a bartender, so we dressed like we were going out. And then the only other time I wore clothes was to go out. Other than that, you know, I would just wear jeans and t-shirts to run errands. So like it was easy for me to shop for my life then. That was just such a different time than now. And again, places like Charlotte Russe and, you know, all those types of places, that's the kind of clothes they make anyway. So I think what happens is one day you kind of grow up and you're like 33 And I not only could I not shop at places like Charlotte Russe and stuff like that, because once you get to a certain point in life, like, you just can't wear that stuff anymore. I mean, I know some people can wear it forever, but I just couldn't anymore. Not to mention, I really didn't want to. Like, I didn't know what my style was, but I knew it wasn't that. So I had no idea, like, how to shop or what to do in terms of that. On top of that, the older that you get, your body changes and you have to learn how to dress. So I think what happens is, you might have considered yourself pretty stylish and really into fashion at one point in your life, and then slowly as you get older, you'll be like, oh, I don't care anymore. But it's not that you don't care, most likely. It's just that you just don't know how to do this anymore because it just changed. I think that's when people start wearing yoga pants everywhere, and or they're gonna wear like the same clothes for years and years and years, but they don't even like them. It's just, this is what I have nothing else to wear. So they're not even enjoying this type of dress. It's just what they think they have to do now. So I've been redoing my wardrobe for about 2 years now. Off and on. This has not been a quick process. It's not a cheap process either, but I have a very measured, intentional way that I have been budgeting for and planning this out. I can share that with you guys if you want. But in order to do this, because I knew that I was not comfortable in the clothes I was wearing. I didn't like them. I didn't really know where to shop. I didn't really know how to put together outfits. I didn't know what style that I liked. I just know what I saw on like Instagram. And at the time, because I followed so many makeup accounts back then, all those girls ever did is just try to dress like a Kardashian. It's like every time I saw a Kardashian wear something, I was like, this is going to be on my Instagram feed for like the next 6 months. So that's all I was seeing. What I did was I sat down on YouTube and watched tons of videos and like learned about fashion. There's like a system to this. There's a method to this madness. There's kind of a formula, an easy thing everyone can do to put together an outfit, or an outfit and a wardrobe that they really, really love. But the first place you have to start in this process, like when you're trying to do this, is you have to genuinely look at the life that you're actually leading. You can use inspiration from social media influencers and this, that, and the third, but if their life doesn't resemble yours, you're just going to get nowhere. So you really have to start looking at what you do every day and dressing and shopping for it. But don't listen, again, I work from home, right? So if the only place I ever spent my money was the clothes that I wear going out of this house, I would never buy myself anything that I get to really get any use out of. So while I'm not going to spend like $500 on an outfit to wear around the house, and at the very least, I'm not just going to keep wearing the stuff I've had for like 10 years, like with holes and stains and tears. Like, I'm going to try to at least make the thing that I need to wear every day something that I want to wear. And when you want to wear it, you're gonna wear it. The next tip I can give you guys is to plan time to play dress up. So whether you're gonna go ahead and start working on your new wardrobe or not, which again, I am not like the ultimate resource on this. There's so many great resources out there about putting together a new wardrobe and fashion. But if you want me to make content about it, I will. Just don't wait around for me, Whether you decide to pursue that or not, I genuinely think women should play dress up more. And it's like, okay, I have a lot to say about how some people consider traditionally hyper feminine things like pointless and useless and stupid. I am not one of those people. I fully indulge my inner child and my inner girl, and my inner girl loves to dress up. I did when I was a little kid. It was one of my favorite things to do. It was just a chance to be creative and to play. And I think that so much of our time spent getting ready and going places is on somebody else's schedule. So like maybe we're rushing and we don't really get to like enjoy that process. And then because of that, you never really get to find your style. That's how you're going to find it. Clothing is one thing, but the way that you style it, the way that you wear it, that is your style. So I think if you're really uncomfortable with clothes, like even if you have a wardrobe you're pretty okay with, but you just haven't wanted to put that effort in, I wouldn't suggest trying to start the day you have somewhere important to go, because most likely you're going to want to revert back to your old patterns. You're just going to keep within those patterns. So I truly believe, and it doesn't have to just be your fashion. I think people should do this with makeup too. I don't play with makeup very often because I associate it with work so much now, so it's not something pleasurable for me to do. But if that is what you want to do, that's your time to practice and figure this stuff out. You know, you don't want to only try to do your makeup when you're running out the door. You'll never actually, figure it out and enjoy it. I enjoy giving myself facials, doing body care stuff, doing hair care stuff, and yeah, going in there and putting outfits together in my closet. It's a great chance to also purge the closet and then put your outfits on. I mean, your family can think you're weird, and that's fine. My family doesn't care. They're just kind of used to whatever weird thing I'm into. Put those outfits on and you could just wear them around the house by yourself for a couple of hours so you're comfortable with them. If it's a thing where you're just not comfortable with that anymore, you're just really out of practice. And again, you might not want to get back into that in front of people. So alone's there's just no downside. There's a million benefits to playing dress up. I think that's a huge practical thing you guys can do to try to start honing in and figuring out your style and benefiting from it. The next part I'm going to talk about is like the hygiene / the maintenance, I guess like the beauty part of this, which brings us to today's sponsor, which is Scentbird. If you guys don't know, I love like fragrance, body care. It's literally, I've made videos about them. I'll leave them down below. Please go watch them if you want some recommendations. But one of the things I have talked about at length in my videos about self-care and things that I really enjoy is fragrance. My favorite part of getting ready as my whole beauty routine, fragrance is my favorite part. And the only reason I don't own more perfume despite my huge love for it is because it is so expensive. I did not know so many things about perfume, you guys. Like, I literally didn't even know, and I talked about this in a video recently, that there are certain perfumes that go for like $300 and up. Like, as much as I love fragrance, know very little about it. And again, it is super expensive. So something like Scentbird is perfect for someone like me. In terms of subscription boxes, I think this is one that I could truly get a lot of use out of because fragrance is one of those things that I need time with it. Even for Christmas, I will ask for fragrance sampler sets. Those like $60, $70 sampler sets. Those are the only ones you can get that give you anywhere near enough fragrance to truly test it out so that I can live with it before I spend $100 plus on the bottle. Also, like I said, I'm super picky about fragrance. I know exactly what I want, and most of the time I cannot find it. So I really would love to have an opportunity to really live with new fragrances and try them out. And like I said, luckily for me, Scentbird reached out and wanted to collab, and I was like, shoots, yeah, can't wait. And these are the 3 fragrances that they sent me. So the way that these things work, it's really cool. They're kind of like luxury deluxe samples. I don't know if you guys have ever actually tried to get a sample of perfume from like Sephora before. It's this big. You could probably only use it for one day. We'll see how it goes. But these are a little different. They're much bigger. This is your little Scentbird component. But you can actually pull this out right here and see how much fragrance you're actually getting. This is like a good month's worth, actually. And it also has the name of your fragrance and everything like that right there as well, because what you'll get in your order are fragrance cards which tell you everything about the fragrance. This is helpful for me because I don't really know how to describe fragrances I enjoy, and I'm still trying to learn about notes and stuff. So this actually tells you what the notes are, who made this, so if you do love this fragrance, you can get out there and buy a full bottle because you've taken her for a test drive. I think it's awesome. Scentbird carries pretty much all the brands you can think of. Hold on, I'm trying to get this out. Like Prada, Gucci, Versace, JK, Versace. Comment below if you know what I'm talking about when I say Versace. But they also have a little more obscure kind of indie brands like Vince Camuto and Sissy and Confessions of a Rebel, which is not a brand I'm very familiar with, but I love the name. All of them are 100% authentic perfume samples, and the Scentbird actually just works directly with the brands to get this stuff out to you guys. You can actually get on Scentbird and fill out like this little quiz, and then based on that quiz, your preferences and your past purchases, Scentbird will figure out what fragrances that you'll most likely enjoy and start putting them in front of you so you can find your new favorite fragrance. The best thing about this is, like, unlike most subscription boxes, you're actually picking your package. Most of them, they just send you whatever. Scentbird, you get to pick it out. I think that's huge. It is a flexible subscription, so you can cancel at any time without any penalties. You can try Scentbird this month for your first month for $11 a month. But from then on out, it's only $16 a month. I don't know. I love this. This is such a great concept. I love the way the actual subscription service is set up. That's a big win for me. So I want to tell you guys quickly about these fragrances I got, because 2 of them are pretty good and one of them I cannot stand. This is Oscar de la Renta Alibi. So this is it right here. This one says that it has notes of vanilla, mandarin. It looks like cherries. It's got kind of like a beachy vibe to it. I can smell that in here for sure, but it also smells, it's tropical. So if you're one of those people who likes a really distinct tropical scent, I think you would like something like this. I didn't mind this one, but it wasn't my favorite. I want to tell you guys what my least favorite was. It is this one called Memoir and Cabin Retreat. And this, I don't know, man. Someone out there might love this, but this was not for me. So this is really good, again, that I got to try it out, because if I would have taken someone's random recommendation and picked this, I'd have been sorely disappointed. But this one's supposed to smell like cedar wood, moss, and sandalwood, and it does. It smells like Lowe's. It smells like wood. I don't like this at all. And the one I actually ended up liking the most was this one right here, and that is the Veronique Gabi sur la Plage. I don't know how to say this, but this is just a super floral one. It's got orange blossom, magnolia, jasmine, tuberose, something I'm really into. It's super sophisticated, and it just happened to come in my favorite packaging as well. So really gonna enjoy throwing this in my purse and getting use out of it. But yeah, so like with fragrance and my whole philosophy around hygiene and self-care being so important to me, this seemed like a great opportunity to team up with them, and I wanted to share them with you in case, you know, you're trying to figure out ways to indulge in that self-care, but you really want to be mindful of your purchasing. I just think this is a great deal. Definitely use my coupon. I'll link it down below for 30% off of Scentbird. Again, it's just $11 for your first month. So the next tip I have is to plan your maintenance at the beginning of every month. And maintenance is going to differ person to person. And I'm also going to encourage you guys to plan your big shower. So again, going on with this whole fragrance thing and why I love it so much. We only have so many hours in a day. I know there are people that have a lot more time than I have, and there's people who have a lot less time than I have, but we have time. I say it all the time. We have more time often than we even are aware of. I think you should track your time and also compare that to what your screen time is telling you on your phone, your screen time report, because people be spending so much time on their phones and they just neglect this other stuff that doesn't really occur to them as something to really carve that time out for, which I think you're going to have to do. The older you get, the more responsibilities that you have. It doesn't make it any less important. It just makes it more important to plan for. So I schedule, it's not like set in stone, but I try to take a big shower every week, and that includes like deep conditioning, hair masks, blowouts, body oils, hair removal, body masks, face masks. Like the big pamper day I have to have at least once a week. No, non-negotiable. I need it, okay? Nothing else in my life runs as well if I don't get that out of the way. And then I do the same thing with like my hair and my nails and any of my waxing, any other services I get done. They have to get planned, put on the calendar, and I have to treat that like it is just as important to me as anybody else's stuff on that calendar. I talked about this in my last video. I will link down below. No, I don't know which video ago it was, but one of the points I tried to make in it was like learning how to look out for yourself. And you are the only person who is going to make sure that you go to this appointment. So you need to do that. I think that, again, there are some people who do have absolutely no time. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but it's not everybody. And if you really carve that time out for yourself and make it a priority, that's when it gets done. Try it out for a month. Just see how it goes for 1 month to actually put pen to paper or finger to phone, whatever you got to do to schedule it in, your big shower, your big glowy shower, and then whatever maintenance you choose that week. Don't wait till the last minute. Don't wait until you have to do it today or never, but then you're stressed out because I need to do it today because I only have time today. This is why you don't think you have time, because you're not moving it around and working with it the best way that you could. So that is a huge tip I can give you guys. And the last tip I will give you and this is quick, easy tip. I'm not going to go too far into it because then you guys will want me to make a video and I don't see a point in it. But I highly recommend you learn your 5-minute face. I didn't say 10 minutes. I didn't say 15 minutes. I said 5. 5 minutes in and out a little something. If you're the type of person who likes makeup, because some people don't, and that's fine. So this doesn't apply to you. But if you do like makeup and you just want to feel that little bit of a pick, I feel a little better when I have a little something on. I just do. Not only that, my transitions in my days go a lot better because if I need to run an errand, it's not like, oh great, now I got to find time to get ready to go. Like I'm basically ready. I just need to put some clothes on. 5 minutes. 5 minutes for me is tinted sunscreen. I have to wear sunscreen anyway, so it's tinted. That's 2 steps right there. A little bit of concealer, some brows. I need my brows, blush, and lip gloss. That's all I need. I can live without mascara, I can live without eyeliner, I can live without bronzer. But if I just have those few things, it takes me 5 minutes and I just feel a little better. You don't have to do everything or nothing. It's just those little ritual acts, which we'll get into in a minute, that kind of move the needle and change your life in big ways. It's not the big stuff. It's the little things repetitively done over time. So the last thing, the last tip I'm going to give you guys, this is the most practical and most important, quite frankly. I wouldn't even bother trying to implement any of the other ones if you don't start here, but it is your mindset around this, because frankly, most of these videos I get overwhelmingly positive responses. Most people get where I'm coming from. They know that I'm not trying to, shame people into being a certain way. This is like something I've gone through, and I'm sure lots of other women have gone through. It doesn't feel good. That's the main thing. For me, not taking care of myself and not being pampering myself every once in a while and, putting a cute outfit on, I don't feel good. I don't like that. So this is just how I got back into be better in touch with myself, because at the end of the day, there are gonna be situations and people and pushback and resistance in your life against this. Maybe not. Maybe, but everyone around you is gonna be like, it is high time you took some time for yourself and prioritized yourself. So happy to see it. Maybe you will have that. Maybe you won't. So you need to have the right mindset around this to kind of keep up with it. Once you have the right mindset, it just becomes second nature to you. And some ways that you can allow this to become second nature to you is, like I just said a couple minutes ago, allow it to be ritual. I talked about this a little bit in a video recently, but a ritual by definition is just a sequence of activities involving gestures, words, actions, or objects performed according to a set sequence. We participate in rituals all the time as people. It's just ones other people impose upon us. We have all the ability in the world to just create ritual for ourselves. And your morning routine is already kind of a ritual. And your morning ritual you're already, engaging in is creating outcomes. You're already doing stuff, but is it the stuff you want to be doing, and is it getting you what you want? Make this just something you do. It's just, I'm just that type of person. That's just what I do because I respect myself and I said I would do it. That's really the beginning and end of it. You're moving in a direction. Everything you do is resulting in you going down that road, and it's going to result in the place you show up at. Why don't you just pick what those things are going to be? And I think you should pick self-care to be one of those things. The next thing is the mindset shift that you really need to get on board with is you need to allow this to be fun. I think this might be one of the most important things, because I can speak from someone who spent most of their career in the beauty space. It quit being fun. All the fun and humor went out of that space. It just ridiculous, way too serious. It actually kind of turned me off to it for a while, I truly believe. But it doesn't have to be that way. It shouldn't be something that you do to punish yourself or you do in spite of how much you hate it. I think it's good to have a sense of humor about it and enjoy it. Like I was talking about in the dress up part, treat it like play. Treat it like something that you get to do to be creative. I mean, that's just the way I already look at it, I think. I just enjoy the creative, tactile process of it so much. And I honestly think that, you just have to take this however far you want to take it and no further. Don't let other people's beauty standards and impositions color this for you. It really needs to be about you. And if you're not allowing that to be the case, then you're not getting the point of this. It should be what you want to do, how you want to do it. If it's not that, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. And that might be why you have a bad attitude about this stuff. It just needs to be something you like. That's all. And the last tip I can give you, because a lot of you guys have talked to me about this over the years and you tend to bring this up in the comment sections of these types of videos, is that this is not going to be for everyone. Everyone's not like this, you know? It's become increasingly more popular to be super casual. It's become some sort of like, I don't even know who to blame for this, but, and it's fine if that's what you want to do, okay? But some of us don't, so I don't know why it bothers people when we don't. But this idea that, like, if I care about myself, I put effort into my appearance, then I'm just like a corporate drone, and all this, like, they tie so much, like, agenda into it. And at the end of the day, you're the one who's walking around looking like that. Like, I don't know. I think there's more effective ways to exercise your political voice and to live in your values. I don't know if that's the place you start, quite frankly, but I just think that you have to understand that a lot of people aren't going to be this way, and they might have something to say about it, or it might be something where you really do enjoy it and you want to do it all the time, but every time you go places and everybody else is kind of being more casual and more laid back about it, you might start to second guess yourself. But again, that's why I'm saying, like, your values in this, however far you want to take it, the reasons you want to take it, that's what you need to know first and foremost. That's why the mindset aspect is so important. And then you just got to move in that direction. Everything else will work itself out. The people who are going to be destructive forces in your life because the way you decide to style your hair will out themselves, and then they'll be gone. It's like, great. So you just have to really be okay with the fact that you're just going to the beat of your own drummer on this, and that's fine. All right, guys, I tried so hard to get through that video before it started raining because it is so loud in my house when it rains, but as always, thank you to the patrons. So as far as Patreon is concerned, this month we are doing the book club a little bit different, and we're kind of picking up the book. It came out today. So it's July 13th right now, and you couldn't get it until today. So it's a little bit shorter of a timeline, but it's a book I cannot wait to read. It's Final Girls by Grady Hendrix. He's one of my favorite authors, so I think it'll be super fun, and I'm feeling like Camp Crystal Lake Jason vibes with it, summer, you know what I'm saying? I'm into it. So anyway, I want to thank Scentbird again for sponsoring this video. Like I said before, definitely check the down bar for links to all information about Scentbird so you can pick it up and try it for yourself for your first month for only $11. Highly recommend. Other than that, I will catch you guys in the next one. I hope you're having a wonderful day.